I mean,
And this is the Uncaped Crusaders review. So, I mean, you guys all know our view of Batman 5 Superman.
and basically where the whole direction of the DCU is going right now.
Yeah, and if we hadn't mentioned it, Man of Steel's terrible too. So, you know,
If you couldn't guess.
right. So
But that'll be
they're
another
like
video, another long video for another time.
right. So they're like point 0.5 out of 3. I give Suicide Squad like half a point.
They're over 3.
Yeah.
In my
I know for you it's over 3. For me, I give Suicide Squad a little bit, but it's not looking good. And then it's the Justice trailer surprised everyone, Justice League, and we're all like, "What movie universe is this?"
it, again, the best word to describe it was random because one, we weren't expecting it, and random in terms of how different it is from everything so far, particularly Batman v Superman. So, yeah, it came out of nowhere, and we're all like, "Is this real?" Because obviously the quality is really good. It looks like a well-made movie, but like, okay, I guess we're finally at the Justice League. It's just weird because this is the first time we've ever seen it as a movie ever, and it's like,
Yeah.
here it is. You'd think we'd be dancing in the streets, but it's like, no.
It goes back to the problem of starting a movie, like having the team up be the start of everything. It's like
Of course, yeah.
we don't know these characters. Obviously, I mean, we know the comic characters, but we don't know, the movie versions of these characters yet. So
Yeah.
we don't know what to think when we're like, oh, they're coming. We don't even know Batman very well. We know he's an idiot and wants to kill everybody. Of course, apparently he's a cracking jokes, cool guy in this Justice League trailer. So we have no idea who he is because he's been two different people now.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I mean, and you feel bad for people who aren't as privy to comic book and all the comic book news that's going on. So imagine how they feel. They're like, oh, that was Batman and Superman together, and all of a sudden they're seeing like Cyborg and Aquaman. They're like, wait, I thought Superman was part. So you can imagine how regular audiences feel right now. They're like, okay,
Yeah, and even for those people, this isn't even the same Justice League that people would be used to.
yeah,
There's no Superman, there's no Green
no,
Lantern. You have Cyborg, who nobody outside of comic book people will know.
yeah.
I mean, it's just like, what? I,
I don't know. So you just want to get into it then?
yeah, I guess. So the trailer comes out. Starts with Bruce Wayne somewhere in the Arctic. It looks like Alaska
Yeah.
or somewhere.
Yeah.
Basically looking for Aquaman, saying that I know this guy comes here and he should be here now, pretty much.
Yeah, there's a whole legend behind when he comes, and
Yeah.
I know he exists, and blah blah blah. And then, of course, Aquaman, Jason Momoa turns around, is like talk, and then that's where the trailer starts off, and that's where we get the new style of DC movies, the hip, relevant music. In this case, we get the White Stripes song, and
Which
you
I'm
compare
fine with the song, but it doesn't fit.
yeah, you can compare that to the Batman vs Superman Comic Con trailer, which is all like, orchestral choir, like, dun, like intense, and this one is like, it's just weird having like a rock song, But they're definitely going for a different tone right off the bat.
For sure, for sure. They're definitely piggybacking off of Suicide Squad with a
Yeah.
with a specific kind of tone, and that's what they're going for.
Jeff Johns actually just like recently gave his first interview since like being promoted in the whole DC movie world, and he was like, it was always our intention for Justice League to be a little bit more lighter in tone than Batman vs Superman. It's like, no. It's like, you guys heard the feedback, which was concisely the movie was dark and miserable. To me, it being dark wasn't the whole problem,
No,
but
there was no heart. That was the problem.
yeah, exactly. No heart. And yeah, so that's kind of what they gathered from all the wreckage of Backlash. And,
And there's no
okay,
heart in this movie.
exactly,
At
and
least not in
and
the
like,
trailer.
yeah. So, but we'll talk more about it. But yeah, so that's the first thing I kind of noticed right off the bat. Or I guess we should maybe talk about Aquaman first.
So far, my impression of Aquaman is fantastic. I think everything they've shown so far, released in the trailer, I like a lot. I think it's doing Aquaman justice and making him look like a badass. That shot of him just standing there with a wave.
That's a
over him,
great shot. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. So
Yeah.
that gives me hope, at least, that the Aquaman character will be done. It definitely looks like they're doing serious, and they're making him the kind of lone wolf badass kind of the group, which I'm fine with,
Kind of
because he
background.
is.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. My only worry that is that they're going to take that where they definitely want to make him more serious and be have him taken seriously, which is great.
Yeah.
But I worry that they're going to kind of overcorrect it, where and that's why the cast of Jason Momoa, where they're going to be focusing so much, and we know Zack Snyder is all testosterone, character development aside, just make him look cool,
Right.
and it's going to be kind of like the character will be shallow. It'll basically just be Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones,
Which
but
I'm
people won't care.
fine. I'm fine with having this character be a little bit shallow in a Justice League movie.
Yeah, I
You can
guess,
get
and
away
and
with
they,
that with
and they
this many people.
yeah, and they'll flush him out later in
Right.
his own movie.
Right.
I get that, but yeah, Aquaman's not my worry at all.
No,
He
I
looks
like it.
again. He looks badass, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, at first, we were all kind of like, what? Oh, we got a Samoan Aquaman. I mean, it makes sense. For someone living
Yeah,
by the ocean and this whole thing to be like a Samoan or whatever,
yeah,
it makes logical sense. So, I mean, I don't have a
yeah. It
problem with
does.
it.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, of course, you first see that in the pictures, black and gray, and it's him brooding. He's got tattoos, and first you're like, what?
Yeah,
And then, yeah, when you step back and think about it, like, oh, it does make sense. They definitely, most people know him as the guy who talks to fish,
right.
so they do kind of have to break that stereotype of what people think of. That god awful meme of like the Super Friends cartoon where he's stuck like in a plastic like soda can rings, or like, oh god. But yeah, so hopefully they do him justice. But no, he does look good. And that one shot you're talking about is a great
Awesome.
shot.
That was the
Yeah.
best shot of the trailer, for sure.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And then you see there's a few other things spliced in there. You see like some like ancient knights. It looks like burying a mother box.
Vikings,
Okay.
some ancient. Yeah.
Obviously setting up dark. I mean, we saw parademons in the nightmare scene. So we know dark side's coming at some point.
Yeah, and you saw the mother boxes in the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman, where Lex Luthor is talking to Steppenwolf, and you see him holding the mother boxes.
Yeah.
And I think they talked about even officially said that there would be three. One given to mankind, one given to the Amazons, and one given to the Atlanteans. So that's kind of what's going to
And
be
there's
like the backbone of the movie.
And I think it's also a mother box being used when they show Dr. Stone turning Victor.
Yeah, right. With Cyborg. Yeah.
So anyway, they've set that up. Dark side's coming. Great, that's fine. I'm
Makes
perfectly
sense.
fine. Although they showed Steppenwolf, so now I'm a little confused. To me,
My
they're
guess
showing
is
parademons and mother boxes. That equals dark side.
My guess is because originally this Justice League was supposed to be two parts, and then all of a sudden after the backlash, oh, it's just one part, and that way, I'm feeling that Zack Snyder signed on to do Justice League. They couldn't do anything about that. My guess is as soon as it's done, he's gone, and they'll probably have another director for a sequel.
Thank
But
goodness.
thank goodness. But I think the original plan was definitely two parts, and it was definitely going to be at least Steppenwolf was going to be like the precursor, the first one, and then of course leading to the big baddie, which is Darkseid. So I'm pretty sure Darkseid may not even be the main villain in this one. In terms of Justice League, that's the ultimate. That's what you're getting to.
Yeah.
It's like after you do Darkseid, who are they going to fight?
You can
In terms
Darkseid-
of
you
like
can do-
as big
well,
a scale.
Darkseid, when even in the comics and stuff, when they fight Darkseid, it's less about defeating him. It's more about getting him to stop, because you
Yeah.
can't really defeat him.
Yeah.
It's about
Oh,
thwarting whatever plan is and getting him to forget about it and go back to Apocalypse.
But they're not going to do that in the movie. In the movie, they have to defeat him and all is saved. A big apocalyptic, something happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, so my guess is Steppenwolf is probably going to be the main villain of this movie.
Which, again, going back to non-comic fans, no clue. Okay,
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I'm a comic fan. I'd never heard of the character before.
I've vaguely heard of him and mentioned in Darkseid
When I
moments.
heard
But
Steppenwolf, I thought of the 70s rock band.
well, of course, yeah. But yeah, so I feel bad for anyone who doesn't know. That definitely doesn't get people in the theater like, oh, guess what? Instead of Joker, it's going to be Steppenwolf, who you all love. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense for story-wise, but who cares?
Yeah, so I didn't even know anything about the character. So even for me, I'm like, all right, we're going like this deep cuts, like to start. Like, you don't have to. Like, for Spider-Man, you have to. There's been other
Yeah.
movies. For Justice League,
Yeah.
it's never happened before. Why do you need to go deep cuts
No.
already?
I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will. But anyway, so see that there's a few other shots of Wonder Woman who her character seems unchanged, which
Yeah.
is fine, whatever. I didn't mind her in Batman vs Superman, except for the fact that she shouldn't have been in there at all.
Yeah.
But no, the character, again, we'll see. Her movie comes out first, I think, so
Yeah. That's the next one.
we'll
Yeah.
find out more about her character anyway. But it seems fine.
Yeah.
Then we have more clips of Bruce Wayne being funny.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
It
Yeah.
every single time you're just like this. Okay, two things. One, this is not the character from the other movie. Two, this
No.
is not Bruce Wayne. At least in the other
Yeah.
movie, even though he was a homicidal maniac, he was at least like serious.
Yeah.
This Batman isn't even serious.
Yeah. So they really go against like both ideas of Batman. One being right after, or one being the idea of what Ben Affleck's Batman has been so far, which from Batman vs Superman was brooding, like never smiled the entire movie.
Which is fine, but I don't
Which is
like the
fine.
homicidal tendencies.
Yeah. Other than the killing part is
And
fine.
being an idiot.
And being an idiot, yeah, but we talked about that. Yeah, so then to go from that in the same universe, same actor, next movie, next appearance, to him being the comedic relief of the team.
Now all of a sudden, he's Ben Affleck. There's no Bruce
Exactly.
Wayne. Now he's just being Ben Affleck.
Yeah, and that part.
He's doing the
and
little
that's why I don't-
smile and the head tilt and everything. It's like he is
Yeah.
being Ben Affleck.
Yeah, and to me, the Ben Affleck is best when he has the mask on, and I don't hear or see Ben Affleck because I'm not a Ben Affleck fan at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Him being classic Ben Affleck is like, ugh. But then like Batman in pretty much every Justice League storyline movie, Batman's always the one who's the loner, who doesn't trust the Justice League, who's investigating everyone in the Justice League behind their back, and for him to be the one that recruits everybody it doesn't make any sense. Of course,
why is he
people are going
recruiting
to
anybody?
people are going to say because the end of Batman vs Superman where
What happened? There was nothing that happened.
he had a vision of what's to come, so he needs to recruit a team of superheroes.
Great. So now it's a Suicide Squad plot all over again. Anyway, yeah. So big problems with Batman. Probably even bigger problems so far than from Batman vs Superman, which is saying a heck of a lot.
It's like it's so annoying because like they have the look of him perfect. They have like all the right ingredients. Of course, in Batman vs Superman, they screwed it up with having him killed. They talked about how they're going to retcon that. It's not going to be an issue. They're going to address it in this movie. It's like, okay, got rid of the killing, but now you're making him the quirky, comedic, leader of the team. It's like they still can't get it right. It's frustrating.
Because it's so easy. He's like the easiest character in the world to do.
Right? Yeah.
And they can't.
Just make him Batman.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
But that's what happens when you don't have Superman and you're
Yeah.
trying to establish a Justice League. It's like you're taking out like the backbone.
literally they've screwed up every single aspect of this universe from the start. They've
And-
ruined everything.
You're forced to ask, like, what's the rush? Why do we have to have Justice League right now? Make a couple more movies, establish more of these characters, and
Make a
then get to the
Batman
big.
standalone movie for crying out loud. He's now the main character of this movie, and you still haven't even gotten to see him in a movie yet.
Or one decent Superman movie.
Well, that'll never happen. We all know that. Ever.
Yeah.
There will never ever be a good Superman movie. It's impossible.
And I've also heard talks that Green Lantern is going to be in the next Justice League movie. This is like you got to reestablish a whole Green Lantern Corps after the fiasco Ryan Reynolds won. So it's like,
Yeah.
just wait.
I agree. And we have the scene. I don't know how it got accidentally spliced in there, but then we get the scene from the Avengers between Iron Man and Peter Parker.
It's weird. You think there'd be some copyright issues, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
It's a little odd. You think
Oh, wait, Mark, you're getting it wrong. That was actually the Flash. It wasn't Spider-Man. I know how it looked, but it was supposed to be the Flash and Batman, not
Gotcha.
Tony Stark and Peter. It's a
Okay.
common mistake.
Yeah, my bad.
It
I
is.
forgot that Peter Parker and Barry Allen were the same character.
I know. It is beat for beat the bedroom scene in Civil War.
And it is so annoying because when I first saw Ezra Miller and stuff walk in, I was like, thank goodness they got rid of his stupid long hair and his hippie goatee. Good, he looks okay now. And then it was like, what? Wait a minute, they said the wrong name. He called him Barry Allen. I think he meant to call him Wally West.
That would make, God, it would make so much more sense.
He's being Wally West. Wally West is younger, funny, smart aleck. Like,
and the other problem, which is a big dark cloud over this whole DC thing, is that their TV universe and their movie universe are completely different. And
I don't care.
I don't care either.
At this
but
point, I don't care anymore.
I don't care about them coming together. But the problem is that we have a Flash that everyone likes. Right. And then you introduce a new one, and they're competing against each other, and you don't want that, because if this one isn't good, we're going to go, why didn't you just get Grant Gustin? And that's your problem, is that you're creating your own competition.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree.
They don't have to all merge. I mean, that'd be really, it would take a lot to do that, and that's fine, but yeah, when you have two separate versions, we're going to pick the one we like better.
Yeah. And we do not like this young, witty nerd
beard
who's supposed to be like in his mid-30s as a CSI investigator.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this is.
And the dialogue is just not good.
It is bad. It's everything in this movie seems forced. Like every aspect of it seems just forced.
I mean, definitely because, again, how early this footage is. I mean, they just started filming, and you can tell after all the backlash, you're like, okay, we need to put something out about Justice League. We've only filmed 5 scenes. Okay, fine, put all those in there. It's like, okay, so it's hard to judge initially, but yeah, it does feel forced. It's like, I mean, and the scene goes on for way too long.
Yeah, well, because that was like the main thing they had. That was like the main footage they had, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
so of course...
And the part where he throws the battery on him, that was fine. That was kind of cool. Although, again, it's all dumb. The whole setup of the scene is dumb. First...
Yeah.
Okay, apparently Bruce Wayne just doesn't exist in this universe. Because nobody knows who he is. Except for that one random dude who told Clark Kent. He's the only one who knows who Bruce Wayne is, apparently.
The old reporter, yeah.
And for Lex Luthor, because he knows that he's Batman and everything for some reason.
But his secret identity doesn't matter in this universe.
Oh, no, not at all. He just walks around flailing it around, telling it to everybody. Lex Luthor knows, Amanda Waller knows, therefore the whole government knows. He's just like, hey, join me, I'm Batman. What if they're like, no, hey, guess what, Bruce Wayne's Batman.
You know what? He might be like bipolar. How much you want that? Like he introduces himself like I'm Batman. Oh, Bruce Wayne. Oh, darn it.
Yeah, it's like Michael Keaton all over.
Yeah. God. But yeah, so he introduces like Barry Allen, Bruce Wayne. They banter back.
Who are you? Is that supposed to mean anything? It's like, yeah, he's only like a billionaire who's around everything.
Yeah, exactly. A guy who has like 17 like computer monitors in his hideout. He doesn't want to see like a news flash about Bruce Wayne. It's like whatever. But yeah, so then he throws a battery in, revealing that he knows who Barry Allen it really is, and of course it's slow motion for him, which we'll complain. It's the Flash. All the the lighting and everything. Why is it blue?
Yeah, nobody knows. It's zoomed apparently.
The crimson Flash.
Well,
he's
it's
red.
supposed to be yellow.
Well, yeah, but like you see the red Flash, but then all the yellow electricity. But why is it blue?
Because
that just kind of yeah, and it makes me more worried that we're continuing the trend that Zack Snyder has done in every movie, where there's no color, it's all monotone and gray and bleak, and that just adds to the whole lifeless feel.
I do get that feeling still.
So we can't have nice bright red and yellow. It's got to be blue and dark, gray. Yeah.
Anyway, but that scene itself looked cool, so I'll give them that. But the slow motion speed always looks cool.
But then they make it really weird. Like right after that, when they kind of do like the little money shot of each character, they show like him like flashing and do like really quick move. But like literally all he does is go from like staying up to like crouching really awkwardly. I'm like,
yeah,
that's the shot. like he goes like hiding. I'm like, you couldn't have found any better footage of like the Flash being cool. Like I don't know.
Who knows?
Ugh.
Anyway, so we got that kind of disaster of scene, and then
no chemistry. That's the other thing I noticed. No,
between anybody.
Yeah.
And then
Well, I mean, there might be a little bit between Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck. I didn't think their chemistry was terrible in Batman vs Superman. Didn't think it was good,
yeah,
but I thought their talking scenes weren't bad. And then of
yeah,
course,
but
the
it's
scene
not a
where
Batman Wonder Woman scene.
no, no,
It's like Ben Affleck and his sister scene.
yeah,
It's more
but
what it feels like.
I
Um,
mean, I've given up on the whole people actually having the roles that they should have in the Justice League. I mean, it's and so then we get the first good look of Cyborg in costume.
which I thought was fine. There was some complaints about it. Whatever. It looked fine to me.
To me, that's as good as it's probably ever going to look, right?
Yeah.
For Cyborg. I mean, that's why I don't like Cyborg, because I don't like his costume and his abilities. I mean, I don't really care.
I like Cyborg. I don't agree with him being put in the movie like this, but
I like him in Teen Titans, but
yeah.
I mean, I never really care for a character. I think we know why he's in the movie.
Why could you not have done Jon Stewart if you had to have a black person?
Exactly. I mean,
That would be
obviously
so
they,
much
they have
better.
to in this day and age they have to have at least one non-white guy member of the Justice League, because when you have the final row of all of them, if it's all white guys, people are going to freak out. So, but luckily Cyborg is a black character. But yeah, in that case, if a better one, Green Lantern should be in it. We want to see Green Lantern. We don't want to be reminded of the Ryan Reynolds. So just do Jon Stewart, who's great too.
He was a badass character.
Yeah, and there's so many good actors that could play Jon Stewart.
To be honest, I like Jon Stewart more than Hal Jordan. And you know
I
why?
do-
It's for one thing. Because he doesn't make stupid shapes with his ring.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
dumbest thing. That always, I never understood that. I'm like, wait a minute. If his ring can do anything, why does it have to be in the shape of a baseball glove to catch something? Can't
Right.
they just catch it?
Yeah,
And
or a
Jon Jones
spatula.
never makes any shapes. He always is
Yeah,
just
that's
a
why I like
beam.
him.
That's
And
why
he's
I
just
like
a
him.
badass. Yeah.
Makes
In the
more sense
cartoon,
to
he's
me.
great.
Huh?
In the cartoon, he's great.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And,
But yeah,
and
so-
then you can you can still build it. You don't have to not have Hal Jordan. You can still have
Exactly.
Hal Jordan. Because that's
You
why
still
it
have him
works
later
for Green
on.
Lantern. There's multiple lanterns.
Yeah, and
You
that's
bring
why.
Guy
Yeah.
Gardner in and have Batman knock him out, like in Justice League of America #7, which is one
Yeah.
of the funniest things ever.
Yeah, so there's a lot you can do with Green Lantern, and just for them to be like, we don't have enough time to get Justice League and Green Lantern revamped, so we're just gonna leave them out of the movie. It's like, okay,
And then you get another stupid line, or a potentially good line, ruined again by Ben Affleck, when you get Cyborg saying like, I didn't think you were real. And instead of Batman just like looking at him and either not saying anything, which would have been fine,
to be
or
classic
just like
Batman.
looking at himself or something like that, that even could have been funny. No, he goes,
Yeah,
I'm real when I need to be. What does that mean?
I have no idea. Yeah,
It's
you
not
could have
about
had
killing a potentially badass moment.
badass or funny moment. You could be like, this is coming from a guy who's half a robot. You don't think
Yeah.
I'm real? Like, yeah, there's so much you could have done, but like, yeah, was it mean?
I don't know.
Cut to logo
So
guitar.
does that mean like
yeah.
you're not real some of the time? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, because they've established how Batman in this universe is like kind of folklore almost, because like no one's really seen him.
That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
But just not
But-
with that line.
yeah. That line again was not good, and that's been the biggest problem with every movie. I think is the scripts are terrible.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, did any part of the trailer make you laugh at all?
No, because all the funny parts except for the Barry Allen scene were Batman trying to be funny.
Yeah.
So no, that's not funny to me.
And not that it needs to be funny, but when you try to be funny and you're not, it's not
It's
good.
the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. I'm
Because
fine with them.
everything, even in Suicide Squad, every
Yeah.
part that was supposed to be funny was written
Ooh.
as a joke and set up as a punchline.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in an action
Yeah.
movie.
There was some
It has to be
really
organic funny. Like
Yeah.
again, people hate comparing to the Marvel movies, but that's the other superhero movies that are doing stuff right. And it's because all of their humor is organic. It's in the scene. It's with the character reaction to something. It's not this forced one-liner that's supposed to make people laugh, which was my biggest thing with Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was a
See-
good character, but oh gosh, the cringe-worthy lines that they gave her.
Yeah,
But,
but then But then we get the logo, of course, and we get the final scene of the trailer, which
And
is
another
another,
attempted humor by Bruce Wayne.
yeah, another knee
And
slapper.
in
Like
this one, we get Ben Affleck's little cock smile, little cock of the head and little
Ben
half
Affleck,
smile.
he's charming, yeah.
Exactly.
And instead of poking fun at Aquaman, I hear you talk to
Yes,
fish.
that's fine. You can
Fine.
use that. It would be funny if it was anybody but him.
Yeah, the Flash singing to him. Oh, that makes sense.
That would have been
Batman.
funny. He's set up as the comic relief of this. That okay, whatever. They should have called
Yeah.
him Wally West, and everyone would be fine with it. But yeah, have him do it with Batman doing it, because everything. It's just there's no Batman character ever that has been like he was in this trailer. He wasn't even campy. You didn't even go
No.
that, but like nothing was like
Yeah.
any Batman character ever before.
Yeah, I don't even know what to
Batman has
compare.
always been 100% serious.
Yeah,
Even in the Bill Dozier, Adam West series, he is still serious. It's
Yeah.
deadpan humor because he's being serious about ridiculous things,
right.
but he's still serious. Batman Brave and
Yeah.
the Bold, Dietrich Bader's voice of Batman, which is fantastic.
Mm.
He is still serious. Everything
Yeah.
else is crazy,
Yeah,
but he is serious.
yeah.
Ben Affleck was never
And that-
serious at all, not one time in this entire trailer.
Yeah, and again, that wouldn't be much of. The biggest problem is that it wasn't the Ben Affleck we just saw in the other movie.
No, which was
And that's
terrible in and of itself, but it wasn't even
That's
that.
what.
And we
No.
got that random 180-degree change, with the stupid Martha scene. Not only did he
Yeah.
not kill Superman, he completely changed every single thing of his character with no warning or anything.
Yeah, and that
And for
Martha
no
moment,
reason
that's
either.
going. Yeah, that's going down in pop culture. Is like that. That's not good. But
I
anyway,
told you, man. I called it before
You
the movie
did,
came
man.
out. This is the Batman and Robin of this generation. We're gonna look back at
It's-
that movie. We're gonna look at Lex Luthor, and we're gonna look at that Martha scene and stuff, and we're gonna be like, "What was wrong with these people?"
yeah, the tiptoeing like, oh, it's kind of good. That's all over. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a hold up at all. But like going back to the whole flip flop of Ben Affleck, what worries me is that it just shows, improves how everything Warner Brothers is doing is like knee jerk. It's like, oh, they don't like that, change that immediately. It's like, no, have faith in the characters, understand the characters, and like, yeah, listen to feedback, listen to what fans are saying, but don't just, like, oh, they like that character, so give them a movie, but forget everyone else. Like, don't do that. Like,
Because they don't even do that right. Because they don't even
No.
listen properly to what fans are saying. Yeah, it's not. Nothing has been handled well. Nothing. So
No.
far,
And
so.
I mean, the biggest way to sum it up is that, like, I mean, like, you and me, obviously, we're diehard fans of stuff. We're getting a Justice League movie for the first time ever, which I never, for a long time, never thought would even happen. And I don't care.
Nope.
Like, how that happens, I have no idea. Like, if you had told me 5 years ago I would be more excited for Doctor Strange movie than Justice League movie, I'd be like, they're crazy.
It's just 0 for 3, at least as far as. I mean, I don't hate Suicide Squad as much, but it was still disappointing. So you're still 0 for 3 with hitting.
Yeah. I mean, it's making a lot of money. I don't think it'll be a letdown like the other two movies were, but still, I mean, like, still rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Feedback is not good, so it's not a win.
No, it's not a crash and burn and
No.
nuclear explosion, but
But it's still their universe isn't taking off like they want to. Like that, BVS was a big letdown. This one is like kind of helping, but it hasn't jump started like they wanted to.
it's a big problem when the fan base that already loves this stuff doesn't love the movie,
Yeah,
because these are the people who who love this stuff anyway. Like you're
Right.
not having to make
Exactly.
new fans. These people are
Yeah.
already fans of this, and if they don't love it, that's a big problem.
yeah, but they're also not getting new people either. Like my poor mother who went to go see BVS with me. She knows all the characters. I tell her about all this stuff, and she hated it. She's like, I don't know what scenes were. She's like, because she judged it as a movie.
Yeah.
She liked the Nolan movies because they were better movies,
Yeah.
not because of they did the character better justice, or they had certain comic storylines, but just because they were made better, in that every book people can agree, hey, it doesn't do this beat for beat from the comics like a lot of fans might like, but at least it does the character justice, and the movie itself is a good, representation of the environment. It's not taking a good character and putting them in crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
a worthy, element for them.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's been disappointing, and as of right now, there's no reason to think anything different.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, why do I have any reason to be excited when I've been let down 3 times? Right now they're guilty until proven innocent.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's the
But
biggest difference.
but it's only because we hate DC, Mark, and we're bought by Marvel, of
Right,
course.
of course. Yeah. It, it's just because we're already not fans of the thing. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's no reason to be super excited. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
different direction. Is it going to be better? Maybe. I mean, yes, it will be better.
Well,
Nothing will be or as bad as Batman 5 Superman.
they've done that
It's
well.
not possible.
They've set the bar very low for themselves, so they've done that well.
So,
And I mean, obviously, hoping with all the new shakeup that they did with like making Jeff Johns the CEO of all the movies, basically. Hopefully, like that stuff will lead to improvements overall, at least. But
I hope
yeah,
so.
but you can't blame us for being skeptical or weary at this point.
So
Right.
far, these movies have built nothing.
I mean, you could argue that they're building something because they're building to Justice League, they're building to the overall universe, but yeah, it's
But
like the characters.
when you build these movies to immediately go into something else, there's no
Right.
room for anything to breathe. There's no room for something to develop. There's no room to enjoy, or there's no room to make one good movie
Yeah.
because they don't care about that movie. They care about the next movie and the next one
Yeah.
and the next one.
Yeah,
So
you're
there's
right.
no room when you're moving this fast. There's no room to care for the current movie.
Yeah.
And that's one of there's many problems. That's one of the biggest ones. With the first few Marvel movies, there was no immediate build to Avengers. They had the post credit scene like in Iron Man, and
That's it.
the post credit scene in Hulk. But that was it. The movie itself had nothing to do with Avengers at all.
Yeah.
It was about that character, and that was it. But yeah, so yeah, not promising. And yeah, there's nothing more. We'll just wait for the inevitable crash to happen.
We'll see. I mean, we'll get more footage and we'll have more of an idea, if our worries are warranted. At this point, I feel like they are, but
Yes, I know they are. I have zero faith. After Suicide Squad, my faith was 100% gone. I had high
my,
hopes for Suicide Squad.
my only glimpse, not even hope, but like I'm like, okay, this is your one chance. They completely like retooled Warner Brothers DC right after Batman vs Superman. They like fired a bunch of people. I'm like, okay, this is your chance. If you get it wrong now, you guys don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
So
that's it.
just having to wait. So anyway, that's it for the Uncaped Crusaders review. I'm Mark.
I'm Ian.
See you next week.